76 this week. We have a great show lined up for you today featuring the superstars of the Wrestling Legends Alliance. Our big main event, the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship, will be on the line when the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff challenges Hulk Hogan. We will also see Four Horsemen member Barry Windham take on Bam Bam Bigelow. Terry Funk will be in action against Jimmy Superfly Snuka. But we begin today's show with a matchup facing two top contenders of the AWA World title against each other. Let's head down the ringside for Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert as he takes on Kerry Von Erich. And we begin today's show with an interesting match. The outcome of this matchup will obviously have some effect
making his way to the ring
on who may receive the next AWA World title opportunity.
218 pounds, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert.
As Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert makes his way to the ring, he will have his hands full with the world-class heavyweight champion, Kerry Von Erich. And again, next week, the big Clash of the Champions event here on the Gotmark76 channel. The AWA World title will be on the line. Gentleman Chris Adams will be defending that title. His opponent has yet to be named. I don't want to say that this is a number one contenders match, but I would imagine that the winner of this match would lay claim to a title shot. Here comes the modern day warrior, the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich.
And his opponent from Denton, Texas, weighing in at 274 pounds, the Tornado.
Kerry Von Erich coming to the ring. He has had a roller coaster of wins and losses in recent months. He is still the recognized world-class heavyweight champion, but he has set his sights on higher goals, including the AWA World title. Now, there was a point in time just a few months ago when it looked like Kerry Von Erich and Jerry the King Lawler were on a collision course over the AWA and World Class Heavyweight title. But with the Wrestling Legends Alliance coming into play here, the World Class title's kind of taken a back seat, and that's through no fault of any of the competitors. A very large roster. Only so much time here on the channel. And Kerry Von Erich in control with a beautiful suplex takes down Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. But Gilbert fighting back. Gilbert now working the arm and drops his knee across the left arm of Kerry Von Erich. Lines him up and drops a fist across the forehead. Lines him up again in another fist. It worked twice, one on the third time, and Gilbert in control. A fourth time across the forehead, and now Gilbert climbing the top rope, looking to put this match away early. He leaps, and a knee drop off the top rope. And he follows up with another fist. Gilbert in control. Von Erich in trouble. Gilbert lateral press and a kick out at one by Kerry. Gilbert staying on top of Kerry. I had to give Gilbert credit here. A series of punches to the side of the head, and Kerry Von Erich is in a world of trouble. Gilbert now picks up Kerry, but Kerry trying to mount a comeback. Belly to back suplex by Kerry. Down goes Gilbert. And now Von Erich back in control. Von Erich climbing the top rope. What's Von Erich have in store here? He's perched high. He leaps the knee of his own across the chest. a back and forth match this is to open our program here this week. Of course, our big main event, the World Wrestling Federation Championship on the line. As Hulk Hogan defends against Nikita Koloff, Gilbert going for a pile driver, blocked in reverse by Kerry. And now Kerry Von Erich locking it in. There it is, the claw! It's locked in the middle of the ring. Can Gilbert escape? Von Erich has that famous Von Erich claw locked in. Gilbert trying to escape. And Kerry lets him out of it, goes for the cover. This may be it. 1, 2, and no, a kick out at 2 by Gilbert. And Kerry can't believe it. I thought that was all. The momentum has shifted back and forth. Discus punch, down goes Gilbert. Is that enough to put away? No. Kerry not going for the cover. Instead, there it is. The claw again. And for the second time, it's locked in the middle of the ring. Can Gilbert escape? He was able to get out the first time. And Kerry lets him out of it again. He hooks a leg. Is he going to get the pinfall instead? 1, 2, and 3. And Kerry Von Erich, your winner here on the Wrestling Legends Alliance. A back and forth matchup between these two top contenders. But the world-class heavyweight champion victorious. Here are some highlights from earlier in the contest. There's the first claw hold. And Kerry let him out of it. He knew that Gilbert wasn't submitting. Tried to get the pinfall, and Gilbert barely kicked out. But here's the move that turned the match in Kerry's favor for good. The big discus punch. Locked in the claw hold again. And Gilbert, this time, had his shoulders pinned to the mat. 1, 2, 3, your winner, Kerry Von Erich. Fans, we are going to hear from Bobby the Brain Heenan next, as he is irate over the controversy that surrounded last week's NWA World TV title match. Let's take it back to Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Sting, you have the audacity to come out here and call yourself World TV Champion after last week. Mr. Wonderful's hand grabbed the bottom rope, and that stupid ham and egger referee didn't see it. So because of some lame brain's decision, we have to live with that. No way, Jose. We challenge you next week at Clash of the Champions to a 2 out of 3 falls match. You got lucky last time with a little help from your friends. Will you be so lucky again? I don't think so. We'll see you next week at the Clash.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Gary Hart from Amarillo, Texas. Weighing in at 275 pounds, Terry Funky.
Welcome back to Gotmark76 this week. Terry Funk making his way to the ring. In the ring, actually. He will be taking on Jimmy Superfly Snuka in our next match. What about those words from Bobby the Brain Heenan, as he and his client, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, challenging the NWA World Television Champion Sting to a match next week in the Clash of the Champions, 2 out of 3 falls.
53 pounds, Superstar Jimmy Snuka.
As the Superfly makes his way to the ring, I know Sting. I think Sting is one who does not back down from a challenge. And I feel safe in saying that that match will take place next week at Clash of the Champions, the NWA World TV title, 2 out of 3 falls between Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff and Sting. I mean, there was controversy in that matchup. Let's not hide it. I know that many people here on the channel know my love for Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, but he grabbed the bottom rope. And while we could not get a defined camera angle, it doesn't mean it didn't happen. As Funk now going to work on Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Gary Hart at ringside, of course, the manager of J-Tex Corporation. And a leg sweep by Funk takes down Snuka. Funk in control in the early going. Ooh, and a foot by Funk. He stepped on the face of Snuka, and that has busted open the Superfly. And Snuka in a world of trouble here, into the ropes. Up and over the top rope goes Snuka and down to the floor. And look at Funk. Funk climbing the top rope. That's a 15-foot high drop. He leaps and misses with a fist. Snuka got lucky with that one as he was dazed at ringside. But Funk now going to work on the leg of Snuka. Oh, and he misses a knee drop on the outside. That may be the break that Snuka needed. Snuka now trying to make a comeback. Rams ahead of Funk into the side of the ring. And there's been more action on the outside. Oh, and a neck breaker by Funk takes down Snuka. I was about to say there's been more action on the floor than inside the ring. Funk finally brings it back to the ring. Snuka's in trouble. He sustained that neck breaker on the outside floor. And this may only be a matter of time before Funk hits that pile driver and puts away Snuka. Leg drop across the throat. Funk climbing the top rope again. Snuka in trouble. Funk lining him up. What's that? A moonsault off the top rope. Hooks the leg. Referee in position 1, 2, and 3. Terry Funk with a big victory here over Superfly Snuka. This match took a turn permanently in Funk's favor with that neck breaker on the outside floor. And he nailed that moonsault up the top rope, and that was enough to put away Superfly Jimmy Snuka. Fans, Barry Windham and the Horseman, or Barry Windham of the Horseman, is in action next. He will take on Bam Bam Bigelow with the Rock and Roll Express in this corner. Don't go away.
265 pounds, the Superstar.
Barry Windham making his way to the ring. He will have Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard in his corner. And one could make the argument that that would, well, be very bad for his opponent Bam Bam Bigelow, but he's not coming to the ring alone either. Let's send it back to the ringside for the introduction of the Beast from the East.
And his opponent from New York, weighing in at 374 pounds, the Superstar.
And there they are, the U.S. Tag Team Champions, leading Bam Bam Bigelow to the ring. Well, they're accompanying him to the ring, I should say. And they're going to do their part to keep an eye on Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard on the outside. I'm sure they'll all be innocent bystanders. We would expect nothing less from 4 men at ringside. There's more men on the outside than there are in the ring. There's the bell, away we go. Bigelow with a big right hand stuns Windham. Picks him up, back body drop. Belly to back suplex by Bam Bam. He's in control in the very early going. He takes down the leg and now spins over. It's a single leg crab. And Windham makes it to the ropes. These two men, of course, wrestled each other back at Starrcade 88 for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship. As Bigelow with a big splash off the top rope. Is that enough to put Windham away? Does not go for the cover. Look at the strength of Bam Bam. Picks up Windham, running power slam down to the mat. But Windham trying to make a comeback and takes over Bam Bam. Beautiful maneuver by Windham. And we're already back and forth in the very early going. DDT by Bam Bam takes down Windham. And Bigelow trying to get the crowd behind him. Trust me, they are. They're behind you, big man. Stay on top of Windham. Of course, in our universe, the Wrestling Legends Alliance, Barry Windham, a former U.S. Heavyweight Champion, lost the title to the Total Package Lex Luger. And of course, Lex Luger will be defending that U.S. title at Clash of the Champions next week against Greg the Hammer Valentine. That match took place here on Gotmark76 this week. And Valentine with the upset victory over Luger in a non-title matchup, so I'm granting Valentine that title opportunity next week. Windham with an elbow drop across the chest of Bam Bam Bigelow. Oh, and just throws Bam Bam down to the mat straight in a series of right hands on the side of the head of Bam Bam Bigelow, who's been busted open. Look at that. Wyndham with that glove hold, and now he has Bigelow in a chokehold, a submission maneuver. It's a rear end choke. Can Bam Bam make it to the ropes? No, he uses his strength instead and elbows his way out of the maneuver. Oh, look at the side of the head of Bam Bam. I know it's hard to tell with the tattoos, but Bigelow has a big gash over his right eye. And let's see if that comes into play later on in this matchup as Bam Bam seems to be on a second wind off the ropes. And here it is, a big splash! Hooks the leg! Wyndham in trouble. 1, 2, and no, a kick out of 2 by Wyndham. That maneuver is how Bigelow beat Kerry Von Erich a few weeks ago, and he's now climbing the top rope and a headbutt misses! Wyndham rolled out of the way, nicely done! But Bigelow somehow back in control and drops the head of Wyndham across the top turnbuckle. What a back and forth match this is! Wyndham now in trouble on the shoulders of Bam Bam again. And Bam Bam a second time drops the head of Wyndham across the top turnbuckle. And these two men are going at it. And a big lariat by Wyndham takes down Bam Bam Bigelow. I think he caught Bam Bam in the side of the head and knocked him out. Wyndham hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, we need to see a replay of that lariat. Wyndham caught him good on the side of the head and knocked out Bam Bam Bigelow. But what a back and forth match this was here on the Wrestling Legends Alliance. Oh, and I thought it could have been all over right there. Look at that big splash. And somehow Wyndham kicked out before the referee's hand came down for 3. Let's see if this is the lariat. No, this is Wyndham going for the cover. We don't have a replay of the lariat, but Wyndham nailed Bigelow on the side of the head. I think it knocked out Bigelow. I mean, obviously got the pinfall.
Here is your winner, the Superstar.
And Barry Windham is your winner. Fans, don't go away. We are going to hear from the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. He is going to comment about the actions that took place last week. And he will be in the ring to make those comments. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
As the NWA World's Champion, I am used to having a target on my back. As champion, I know that I will face challengers from all over. That is to be expected. I am someone who takes pride in being champion. I am someone who takes pride defending this championship. I am someone who takes pride in saying that I am the best in this sport, and I'm going to prove it to you by pinning your shoulders to the mat. 1, 2, 3. I am someone who takes pride in facing his challenges head on. And last week, someone decided to play mind games and took that option of taking pride in what I do away from me. I was put in a position where I didn't know what direction he was coming from. I was tricked and let the distraction get the best of me. Cowboy Bob Orton beat me. Now, I'm not upset that I allowed myself to get distracted. I'm not upset that I lost. No, the only thing I'm upset about is that the man who did it didn't even have the balls to come out and face me one-on-one like a man. Rowdy Roddy Piper, if you wanted a shot at the world's title, all you had to do was ask. You didn't have to go through this just to get a shot, but now you are on my radar, and the American dream is setting his sights on you. So I propose that we settle this next week at Clash of the Champions. You can bring your ace cowboy with you if you want. I'll have backup of my own.
So Dusty Rhodes issuing the challenge to Rowdy Roddy Piper. That match is going to be official. Next week, the main event at Clash of the Champions. Dusty Rhodes defends the NWA World title against Roddy Piper. Piper can bring Ace, and Rhodes won't be alone either.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Deep South Heavyweight Championship.
It is main event time. The World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship is on the line, as that man, Nikita Koloff, with his uncle Ivan in his corner, will challenge Hulk Hogan for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. You will want to make sure to stay tuned after this matchup. We will be taking it back to the studios for a complete Clash of Champions card rundown next week here on Gotmark76 this week. But it's now time for the World Wrestling Federation champion Hulk Hogan to make his way to the ring. And there's the music blaring loud across the loudspeakers. Rick Derringer and Real American. The World Wrestling Federation Championship on the line. Nikita Koloff has been a top contender to many world championships in his day. In fact, it was the American Dream Dusty Rhodes who defeated Nikita Koloff night one of the Great American Bash, where Dusty Rhodes earned the title shot against Ric Flair and won the title from the Nature Boy. And Hulk Hogan will have his hands full with the Russian Nightmare. This ought to be a good one. Let's send it to the ring announcer for the introductions of our big main event.
Introducing the challenger from Russia, weighing in at 274 pounds, Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. And
Nikita Koloff with some support here.
From Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 308 pounds, he is the World Deep South Heavyweight Champion, Dynamic Hulk Hogan.
That prestigious Deep South World Heavyweight Championship and that is the title that we are fighting for here. I should say they are fighting for. I'm just calling the match, and you're just watching it with me. The World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. And there's the bell, away we go. Nikita hitting Hogan with a series of right hands, and the kick has Hogan up and spikes him down with a power driver. And the very first offensive maneuver made when the world title won. And a kick out at one by Hogan. Oh, pile driver to start this match off. And Nikita now working over Hogan. Back body drop takes over the Hulkster, and now Nikita hammering Hogan on the side of the head with a series of red hands. And he's not done yet, folks. Hitting Hogan with a flurry of right hands. Hogan now rolls out of the way, misses a clothesline. Nikita had it well scouted, throws Hogan up and over the top rope. And down to the floor goes the Hulkster. Nikita has to be careful. He can't win the title by a countout. Nikita trying to go after Hogan. The referee maybe doing Nikita a favor there and stopping the count. Hogan back in the ring. And now Hogan has Nikita up on his shoulder. And he drops Nikita head first into the top turnbuckle. Down goes Nikita Koloff. Oh, and Nikita with a comeback. A big kick. Runs, charges. Look at these two men. The irresistible force and the immovable object in the ring here. Nikita now slammed down to the mat. Hogan back in control. Hogan with a big discus punch. We saw that earlier tonight from Kerry Von Erich. And now Hogan dragging Nikita to the center of the ring. Is he going to go for the cover? He is. Hooks the leg. Referee counts one. Oh, I don't even think that came down for one. And Hogan's shocked. Hogan trying to fire up the crowd, but that has given Nikita a chance to come back. Nikita picks up Hogan, has him up on his shoulder, and drapes him across the top rope. Nikita now, still in control, throws Hogan into the ropes. Up and over goes Hogan again. And this time, I think Hogan has hurt his lower back. Hogan holding his lower back. He's in trouble. But don't tell Hogan that. Back in control, working over Nikita on the outside. And again, Nikita does not want to be counted out or win by countout. He cannot win the title. But Hogan can retain the championship with a countout. Count is up to 4. These two men are battling out in the rampway here. And Nikita throws Hogan into the ring. Literally into the ring, not inside of the ring, but into the ring. And Nikita wisely breaks the count. And Hogan throws Nikita headfirst into the ring post. Oh, we need to pay attention to this match now. Nikita was rammed headfirst into the ring post. And somehow Nikita's back into this thing. Picks up Hogan for a suplex slam down to the mat. A back and forth, intense match. Nikita has Hogan up and does it again. Count is up to 5. Nikita needs to be careful. But Nikita throwing Hogan around like a rag doll. Nikita needs to break up the count. The count's up to 7, 8. 9. Hogan is going to get counted out. No! He goes back into the ring. Nikita has Hogan. Atomic drop to the mat. Does not go down. Another atomic drop. And a third atomic drop and down. No, Hogan does not go down. Scoop slam. Nikita in control. Working over Hogan. Is that going to be enough to put away the champ? Nikita hooks a leg. Oh. Not even a count of 1. Hogan this time, making a comeback. Into the turnbuckle goes Hogan. Scoop slam by Nikita. Nikita now climbing the second turnbuckle. He's letting Hogan get back to his feet. He dives and nails a shoulder block from the second turnbuckle. Hogan in trouble. Nikita staying on top, picks up Hogan. Big right hand takes Hogan down, goes for the cover. New champion 1, 2, and a kick out of 2 by Hogan. Nikita's looking amazing in this matchup. I think he's only one Russian sickle away from becoming World Wrestling Federation champion. And this time Hogan's been busted open. A series of right hands, Nikita picks up Hogan, Russian sickle, takes down Hogan, new champion, referee counts 1, 2, and 3! Nikita Koloff is the World Wrestling Federation champion. What a match! And a new World Wrestling Federation champion has been crowned!
Heavyweight champion, Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff!
Fans, we're going to take it back to the studios for a quick rundown of next week's Clash of the Champions, but history made here on Gotmark76 this week. So history made here as Nikita Koloff wins the World Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship. And I'll tell you what, don't look now, but the World Wrestling Federation title is switching hands at a very rapid pace. Nikita Koloff, the current World Heavyweight Champion. Fans, next week, a big special here on Gotmark76 this week, as we will present to you the Clash of the Champions. I am here to run down next week's card. The main event will feature the American Dream Dusty Rhodes defending the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Rowdy Roddy Piper. We heard earlier tonight from the American Dream, he said that Piper can bring the Cowboy Bob Orton to ringside, that Dusty will not be coming to the ring alone either. The AWA World Heavyweight title will be on the line when Gentleman Chris Adams defends against Terry Funk. The United States Heavyweight title on the line as the Total Package Lex Luger will defend the U.S. title against Greg the Hammer Valentine. Of course, Greg Valentine with a recent non-title victory over Luger. That match now for the U.S. Heavyweight title. The NWA World Tag Team Championship will be on the line as Devastation Incorporated. We have not found out which members will challenge the Steiner brothers. Also, of course, they are part of the Varsity Club. The NWA World titles, Tag Team titles on the line. We will find out the members of Devastation Incorporated next week. So the Steiners heading into that title defense without knowing who their opponents are. We heard earlier tonight from Bobby the Brain Heenan, the challenge has been accepted by Sting, as Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff will challenge Sting for the NWA World TV Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And we will open next week's Clash of the Champions with a special 8-man Battle Royal. The winner of that Battle Royal will face Ravishing Rick Rude for the Intercontinental title the following week here on Gotmark76. We thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week at Clash of the Champions. Goodbye, everybody.